Hello, hello, hello. It's time for another episode of Make Art with Mrs. M. I've brought tools out today. I have cardboard cutting scissors, regular scissors, and my Makey Do tools over to the side. These tools are great for cutting. This is the saw. This is for making folds. So you roll it to cut into the cardboard to make it fold like this. This is flat cardboard, and there are two that I connected. Oh yes, how did I connect them? With these screws and with this screwdriver, which allows you to twist out and tighten in. So I'm going to set this to the side. I made this in my last segment, but now I'm going to take this cardboard and do some cool things with it. So you have it in your home. Most people do. So I'm going to take the tube and I am going to cut slits all the way around the bottom. Now I'm turning it as I go, and the slits are going to be folded outward. You could even fold them inward, but I like outward better. When I fold them outward and bend them, I can add glue to it. And then this tube automatically becomes a part of a sculpture. And so I'm going to let this be my starting point. I believe this technique is called a flange. These parts flare out. Oopsie. And I can take a little bit of glue and put it on each protruding part, each part that sticks out, and then I place it where I want it to go. So if you put it there and hold it for a few seconds, the glue will start to stick. I always say tiny dots, not a lot. If you use too much glue, it's going to take a really long time for the glue to stick and set and start to hold, because your surface will be too wet. I was about to say paper, but your cardboard will be too wet. I normally say your paper will be too wet, but your cardboard. And what cardboard is, a paper product. It is made up of the same fibers that paper is made from, but it's just thicker and sturdier. So that's already attached. It's already attached. Yay. But I want to make this bigger. So what can I do? I can do a few things. Let's see. Wait, I think I want to take another one and stack it on top. Now, my students have done this a few times. So this time, when I cut my pieces, they are further apart. You can see that they're not super close together. They were kind of close together the last time. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there at the bottom, that bottom edge. And then I'm going to squeeze my tube into this one. And because it's cut, it's going to just squish in. And then I can press down. So now it's taller. So now it's the height of, now let me tip this so you can see it. I'll tilt it. Now this is almost the height of a paper towel tube, and I just doubled its height. And see how it slid right in there? Now I think it'll stay. I put a little bit of glue in there. I think it will stay. So if I was turning this into a sculpture that had bigger parts on the top, let me get my construction paper, my cardboard scissors. I'm so used to saying paper. Y'all forgive me. I'm so used to using paper. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut. I like the size of this piece. I'm going to cut it and curve it a little bit. That's what I like about these scissors. They are super strong. And if you don't have scissors like this at home, it's okay, because I'll show you how these scissors work too. Just not as easily. Let's see, let me get to another piece. Okay, this piece right here. I'll cut from this way and cut from this way. Might not be able to chomp down on this cardboard as easily, but I know how to work smarter, not harder, sometimes. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear my space, clear this out of the way, put this to the side, put this to the side. Okay, these two pieces are going to be connected like this. How do I do that? Well, I'll show you. Now I'm going to use a little bit of crayon to make marks. So I'm going to make a mark right here at the top of one, and then right in the middle, I'm going to make a mark the same length at the bottom of the second one, because when I slip them together and make that notch in there, it is going to make it easy for me to connect them. So I'm going to cut on this side of the purple line and on this side of the purple line. And I get this little skinny piece right here. I'm just going to snip that off. Ooh, I flew across the room. Okay, there we go. I'll do the same thing here. Cut on one side of the line and then on the other side of the line. And then pull it out. Oops, I cut it. Now I can slide these together. See how that slides in there? And they slide almost, wait, I need to make one of them a little bit deeper. One of these cuts needs to be a little bit deeper. I'll go a little deeper on this one. I'll cut a little further, and I'm just continuing along where that purple line was. And I pull this piece out and I snip it off. And now when I wiggle those slits together, voila, look there. Isn't that cool? Well, that could be the base or the pedestal or the stand of a nice sculpture, couldn't it? It could. Well, that's what you call right there a slot brace. It's a slot connector. You did two slots in opposite directions and voila. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut slots in my tube. So make a slot right here and one right here. I think I need my smaller kid size scissors for this. Those scissors are so big. And then one right here and one right here. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut a little bit of it off like I did before and cut it. See that little bit, that little tiny piece off right beside it. Sculptures are fun. They take up more space than a regular piece of paper and artwork that you paint or draw on, but they're so fun to make. And they require different kinds of thinking skills. It requires you to be an engineer and think about how a structure can stand and how much weight can be held by certain things. So I think this part is strong enough to hold this piece that I made. I think it is. And I'm trying to make my notches big enough where it can slide into it and just rest inside. I can add a little bit of glue in there to make sure it stays. So let's see. I'm going to put it in first. Oh yeah, give a little wiggle and a little wiggle here. And then wiggle on this side and down. Oh, it went in, slid right in there. Isn't that cool? Yeah, that almost looks like chicka chicka boom boom, the coconut tree, doesn't it? It does. It does to me. Oh, maybe I'm making a desert island sculpture. Ooh, the ideas are flowing. But I'm going to pause right now and let you take a look at this as I say goodbye for today. Remember, art makes you smart, and so does building things like sculptures. It requires you to think like an engineer. So until next time, bye.